Yes, it is time for the elf haul. I have got a bag, this big bag right here, of elf stuff. It's even an elf bag. Look at the elves, they're everywhere. The countdown to Christmas is officially on, but it turns out that this year, the elves have gone one step further, because there's a whole load of new elf stuff. If you've got a lonely little elf out there trying to do elf on the shelf, well, look no further, because there might be stuff that you need to help support your elf, to help just keep them going till the 25th. If you are a parent, of course, you're gonna do the countdown and the advent for your kids in the form of elves on the shelves. This is a big deal now. People take this very, very seriously. I follow some of the elves accounts on Instagram, and it amazes me the lengths people will go to really ensure that their elves are keeping an eye on the kids. You know, they're really kind of just making sure that that's happening, making sure the elves are having a good time. And it also seems like these elves are quite mischievous. I don't understand how they get themselves in these positions and some of the things they end up doing. Surely they end up on the naughty list. How on earth they get away with it and yet they still work for Santa? I'll never know. Obviously our elf family here on Drive Time has been growing over the past few years. 2 years ago we started with Stelfanie. Stelfanie was named by the listeners. You guys named him 2 years ago. And then Stelfanie last year was joined by Elfie, his I don't know if he's a girlfriend or a wife. I don't know what we're going to go for here. Probably his wife. So, I mean, where else do we take it? Last year we did do a little bit of an elf haul. We discovered all these crazy weird things that were brought out for the elves, including an elf car that was like a convertible. I mean, it was amazing. Fantastic vehicle. And even Elfie, on top of the microphone, is donning her flux fur coat that we discovered last year as well. Elfie looks so pimped up, it's fantastic. We're going to delve into some of the weird and wonderful elf stuff so you can keep yourself clued up on what your elves need this Christmas. Starting off with the biggest item that I could find, and I can't this is just a completely weird one for me. The biggest one I've got is a decorative elf bed. This is really heavy, actually. Like, last year we got the car, which was like amazingly light, so I don't know what happened with the bed, but it's really heavy. I picked this up in the shop. I think this was the range, actually. I don't know what it's made out of. We're going to open it up, we're going to sort of see what we can find. There's a little blanket for the elf in a sort of red and green patched like pattern, and then we've got the bed. My goodness, it's like a block with some little like snowflake designs on it, and it's got a lovely little duvet for them. So if I was to get Stelfanie out, let's get him off the microphone, shall we? There we go. Does he actually fit in the bed? Well, I'm not gonna lie, his legs kind of like sticking out the end. So he's bigger than the bed at the moment. Also, this doesn't come with a pillow. So where are they supposed to put their head? They have no idea. Maybe if you wrap him up, there we go. Bundle him in the bed. He's got his blanket on. And okay, and he's in. There we go. Very precariously in, but he's made it in. He's well covered. The blanket does make a world of difference. I feel like you do need the blanket just to sufficiently make sure he's covered, otherwise he's gonna have really cold feet. So if you want your elf to kind of be nice, snuggly and warm, maybe they're just sleeping on the job. Although I don't know what it's made out of, but it does seem to be fairly fragile. So it's a rather big and heavy item for an elf, but you never know, if they need that little bit of rest, this could be the way to go. All this elf on the shelf talk, I realise that I feel like a lot of this is more for the adults than the children, because the adults get to help the elves out and get all this whole crazy stuff, because they just got to be terrified, because if the elves see them do something wrong, they're going to tell Santa. So, you know, I think parents have the best deal here with Elf on the Shelf. Now, you would think that I have kids with the amount of elf stuff I've got, but I don't. This is just for me, because I'm a big kid, apparently. But yeah. Anyway, we got some more elf stuff in the form of clothes. So to go along with Elfie and her flux fur coat, I thought, you know what? Saw this, had to get it. It's a leather jacket. Or that's what it says. It says it's a leather jacket. So I feel like Stelfanie needs a leather jacket. Let's get this thing out and give it to Stelfanie, because then between the two of them, they're going to look like the coolest elves ever. So it's on like a little, it's all packaged up on a little cardboard thing. So we're going to get this, out. Let's get Stelfanie off the microphone. Here we go. The only tricky thing is I always worry that I'm going to like ruin his little arms, because they look so fragile. But he's going on, he's working it. It's going well. Is he going to be able to pull this off though? Is he cool enough to work the leather jacket? You know what? I think he's got it. Can't really bend his arms, but he's totally there. Shall I do it up as well? Let's do it up. He's got a little zip on the leather jacket. Oh yes. That is like the coolest elf. I just need to stick him in the little elf car. He's totally right there. So between Stelfanie and Elfie, let's get Elfie down. Their jackets looking so cool. They are like the coolest elf couple around, doing it large here in the studio. We've even got some little elf booties as well that I'm going to squeeze on. Oh, they're so cute. Look at them. Okay, so I'm thinking, you know, Elfie will go quite well with the white ones. I think these suit Elfie quite good. And then for Stelfanie, I've got a little blue one, brown. I'm interested to see how these actually fit on their feet, because I had no idea. This could almost be like finger puppets. Oh, there we go. How do I just shove his foot in? I'm assuming I do, but we're gonna just go for it. I feel like I'm just gonna crush his feet. There we go. Oh, yes. And the second one, oh yeah. He is rocking the shoes. Looking so good. He's really pimping it up large. Oh, these ones have little like flower decorations. Very nice. Look at them. Ah, she looks so Christmassy with the little boots on and her coat. Lovely. And between the two of them, they are looking very, very good. Now, if you do have naughty elves, if they're not that well behaved, you might need some help to just make sure that people are aware of the elves in the house. You can get little signs now. I found this sign. They have like different designs, but this one says elves about looking for trouble. It's quite big as well. It's like the size of an elf. So I don't know where you would plan to put that, but maybe it's part of your Christmas decorations this year. Our resident elves, Stelfanie and Elfie, are blinged up right now. So you know what? They're fashionable elves. We've gone fashion forward, okay, here in the studio. Now, I left my elves for like a year, you know, as you do. They go away after Christmas and then you don't see them again for a while, and then they come back on December the 1st. Well, it turns out the elves have been busy. They've been so busy, in fact, that they brought a little bundle of joy with them this year in the form of an elf baby. I didn't even know this was a thing, but it is, and we're gonna embrace it. The elf baby is here. So I think that Stelfanie and Elfie were probably, you know, they obviously got on well enough to have a baby. So there's this little elf baby that we now have. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit terrifying looking with a little red outfit on and a little red hat that just points up above its head. And you know those like creepy dolls that you get? It looks a little bit like that. But you know, who says that? I'm not gonna say too much, because you know you're supposed to like all babies, aren't you? So we have got the Elf on the Shelf baby now. So I don't know what to call it. We now have a little family, because not only do we have Stelfanie the dad, Elfie the mum, we now have a baby elf. that has joined the family. Of course, there's not just a baby that comes with, you need to be prepared for the baby. Well, there are some stuff specifically for elf babies that I didn't know existed, but hey, I didn't even know that Elfie was pregnant, let alone having a little baby elf. So we need a name for this baby elf. Jack messaged in and suggested Cinderelfa for the baby elf. What do you think of that one? It's quite a mouthful to say, but you know what? I think it could be quite fitting for the baby elf, Cinderelfa. Now, obviously, these elves need to care for the baby, so we found some baby elf stuff that actually exists. You know, I searched high and low for elf stuff this year, and we found them in the Range and Poundland and other places like that. So we searched high and low for the best elf stuff, and obviously we want the baby elf to be well looked after. How about the baby elf rocking bed that's got glitter on it? Everything that's got glitter on it is always better, isn't it? A little bit sparkly. So we're going to open up the baby elf bed or cot, whatever it's a rocking bed, this is what they called it. So let's get the rocking bed out. There's polystyrene, so I apologise for the guys in the studio. I'm going to make a mess. This actually looks really fancy. It's also really heavy as well, so wow, okay. And there's a little patchwork quilt in there with red and green patches on it. So I mean, they don't do this cheap for the elves. They really go big. So let's just try this with the baby elf. Let's put him in the rocking bed with the blanket and everything. Ah, looking so cute. And I'm gonna just try it on the table because it was supposed to rock. So we put this on the table. I tell you what, it is actually rocking. I don't want to break it, but it rocks and everything. You know, I'm actually really chuffed with that. When your baby elf doesn't need a nap and it doesn't want to lie in its rocking bed all day, you need some other baby elf stuff, apparently, in the form of a baby elf table. They don't do chairs, they just do a table. On the picture, you could put 4 baby elves round this whole thing. So let's get the baby elf out of the cot. Good job they don't cry, it's a silent elf. It's great, it's the most silent baby I've ever seen. And it just kind of like sits underneath the table. I mean, what more do you want? They apparently don't do anything else, just a table, but a whole range of furniture for your baby elf that you didn't know you needed. So much stuff, and of course we still need a good name for the baby elf. Okay, so we saved the best item for last. Last year on the elf haul, we did the elf car. I mean, the elf car was fantastic. It's such a good item. It fits 2 elves, little convertible, looking lovely. So this year we've gone for the next best thing. It's the elf 2-person sleigh, which apparently comes with working headlights and rear lights. Now, I've never seen a sleigh that needed headlights and rear lights, but you've seen it here. 4 elves. Let's get this open. I tell you what, it does look pretty impressive. I mean, there's red with a little snowflake design in there as well. Loads of glitter. I mean, there's glitter around the edges, and then obviously the sleigh bit is all glitter as well. So lots and lots of glitter. And then a little detail, there's a number plate. Elf 2 for the number plate. You only get a front number plate, there's no rear number plate, so don't have to worry about that. Because it actually apparently comes with batteries, so you don't have to worry about that. It's already got batteries. Let's check it out. I mean, look at that. Front lights. And the rear lights are there too. Only one more thing to do. We've got to get our elves in the sleigh. Let's do it. Oh, I mean, look at this. Looking so snuggly for their sleigh ride. It's so romantic looking as well. I mean, it's very cozy, but they definitely both fit in that. Look at that. Oh, they're falling out. They could go for a winter evening sleigh ride right here. safety first and everything. And then we could just put little baby elf in there as well. Riding on the front. Looking lovely. Christmas for the elves is right here. Now, I've been trying to sort out this elf sleigh, and of course, one warning, because it has got glitter on it, it means that you get covered in glitter. I've got glitter over my hands. The desk is looking fairly glittered-esque, so you know what, it's kind of brought a little bit of festivity to the studio. I don't know if everybody's going to appreciate it though, so I apologise for the glitter. You know how hard it is to get rid of glitter when you get it. But they are looking so good in the elf sleigh, the little elf family that we've got going on. Stelfanie, Elfie and the baby elf, which we're looking for a name for. There's been some interesting suggestions this week. So we already had Cinderelfa from Jack. Marcia sent in Captain Elf America and Elfman, apparently. I wonder where you got those ideas from, I don't know. And another suggestion we had was from Jacob, who said, how about Health Ledger? Let me just look at this little, this is a baby elf. You want to call it Health Ledger. It's a good play on the name. I don't know if it fits for a baby elf. Health Ledger. Sounds like it's an older man's name. I don't know if it suits a baby elf. This is the question. We will keep looking for names, and then hopefully by Thursday we'll have a name for the baby elf. You know what? It's quite a lot of pressure bringing a baby into the world. Even an elf baby. And with that, we need another name, which a lot of people are saying looking very creepy. It does look a little bit creepy, but I don't know if we're allowed to say that about babies. Really, are we? I don't know. Especially elf babies. So close to Christmas. Joe, who suggested Elfie McElfface. Very topical. I like it. That name, that kind of thing comes around quite a lot now. So I don't know if it's as original as it could be, but I'm liking your train of thought. Just go in there. Mike suggested Elelphin. I think that's a play on 11, but it's Elelphin. If you're a fan of Stranger Things, you know it. Lindsay suggested Rudolph as well. Rudolph, what do you think? Does it fit? We also had, okay, so I don't get this one, but we're gonna just throw it out there. Jack suggested Legolas. Where did Legolas come from? I'm really confused because that's Lord of the Rings. Is he an elf? I didn't realise elves were that tall. Shows you how much I follow Lord of the Rings. But we could have Legolas, I suppose. And that just came out of left field, I must admit. We could have Stelfanie, Elfie and Legolas. But there's one name that we actually had quite a few suggestions for. This came in from Hannah and Razvan. They both suggested Elfis, which I'm actually really liking. So I think by process of elimination and the fact that more than one person suggested the name, we've got to go with Elfis. So our little elf family is like all together now. We have Stelfanie, Elfie and Elfis. It's going to be a whole mouthful to say, I must admit. But sounding so good. Thank you so much to everybody who suggested a name. And we had so much fun just looking through all of your suggestions. They were fantastic. And I'm pretty chuffed now that we have like a whole named family of elves. Have a very Merry Christmas from the elves. Let me know what your elves are up to this year. And I'll see you next time.